Hello, FOM 10 students. Here are the solutions to the Lesson 1 homework for linear functions. Number 1 says, using the graph provided, state whether the slope of each line is positive, negative, 0, or undefined. And then it proceeds to show you a graph without any lines on it. At least mine doesn't have any. So, why don't we just go over some examples just as a review for you. Let's call this line 1. We'll call this line 2. That's line 3. That's line 4. Line 5. And line 6. Okay. So basically it goes like this, guys. If the line goes up and to the right, the slope is positive. If it goes down as you're heading to the right, that's a negative slope. A horizontal line has a slope of 0, and a vertical line has an undefined slope. Okay, so line 1, the slope is positive. Line 2, the slope is negative. Line 3, the slope is 0. Line 4, the slope is undefined. Line 5, the slope is negative. And line 6, the slope is 0. Okay, so that's how you do number 1. Number 2 says use the slope formula to calculate the slope of the following line segments given the endpoints. So the slope formula is this. You go y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay. So you have to determine, or you have to decide which point is going to be your x1, y1, and which is going to be your x2, y2. So I'm going to set it up like that. We go y2 minus y1, so 3 minus negative 2 over 0 minus 12. 3 minus negative, excuse me, 3 minus negative 2, to add the opposite, is 5, and on the bottom we have negative 12. So negative 5 over 12. In letter B, the slope is going to be negative 2 minus 3, and then we're going to go x2 minus x1 over 2 minus negative 2, so we get negative 5 over, add the opposite, negative 5 over 4. In letter C, we would go y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Change it to add the opposite, 2, add the opposite, 2 over 15. In letter G, the slope is equal to y2 minus y1, negative 27 minus negative 41, divided by x2 minus x1, negative 20 minus 36. Go add the opposite. And what is that? 14. And this is minus 56. 14 goes into 56, right? 56 divided by 14. 4, yeah. So 14 goes into itself once. 14 goes into 56 4 times, and it was a negative slope, so let's go negative like that. And letter E, slope is equal to y2 minus y1, 32 minus negative 56, and x2 minus x1. Negative 172 minus negative 172. We will go add the opposite. We are going to get 88 over, add the opposite, 0, which is undefined. Okay, so this is a vertical line, this one here. Number 3 says use the slope formula to calculate the slope of a line passing through the given points. So we'll do the same thing. Slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Add the opposite, so we're going to get 10 over 5, which is a slope of 2. 2 over 1. Slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we get negative 9 over 12, and its lowest terms, that's negative 3 over 4. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Add opposite. Add opposite. 13 over 4. That's in lowest terms. And to find the slope of letter D, we would go y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. And we get negative 10 over negative 25. 5 goes into both of those. That's 2 over 5. And the negatives will cancel. Number 4 says the slope of the line segment 5, negative 1, and 3, 7 is what? Okay, so slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You always have to go from the same point. For both coordinates. Add opposites. We've got 8 on top. We have negative 2 on the bottom. That gives us a slope of negative 4. So the answer is D. Number 5 says, if the line segment joining 2, 3, and 8, comma, k has a slope of negative 2/3, then k equals what? Okay, so we've got, using the slope formula, basically what we're going to do here, guys, is set up an equation. Let's go y2 minus y1, so k minus 3 over x2 minus x1, 8 minus 2, so we get k minus 3 over 6. So that's an expression for the slope, okay, but they also tell us that the slope is equal to negative 2/3. Okay, so it has to be that k minus 3 over 6 equals that negative 2/3. And when you have one fraction equal to another, you can cross multiply. So we would have 3 times k minus 3 equals 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. Divide both sides by 3, and you get k minus 3 equals negative 4. Add 3, add 3. K equals negative 1. Okay, so the answer is A. Okay, and it looks like that's all the questions. Okay, so there you go, guys. Those are the solutions to the Lesson 1 homework for linear functions. And I will talk to you again soon.